Alright, I don't want to leave you empty-handed. We're going to go back to this little simple chart. Long story short, we have an astral body. We have a ether body too. We have a soul and a spirit. Okay? So, our astral body, from the sun to the moon, okay, these archive fucking demons of evil penetrated in a way. Okay, we've talked about lagging behind. Well, the big boy will say, to make this easier, from the sun to the moon, our astral body was compressed with Luciferian compulsions. What that means is, okay, like the billboards, that's an impulse. That's telekinesis to drive you in another direction off of who the fuck you truly are. Long story short. That's why when we're put into this fucking world, we're born with Luciferian impulses. And all they have to do is to be watered at a very young age. Okay? And what that has to do with is spirit. See, one thing that evil couldn't penetrate at the time, because blood's a whole nother thing. We ain't got time to get into that. But like your eye, EYE, which would be your pineal gland. Okay? So, do you sort of see how the world is a stage? They say that all the time. How right here, spirit not only was attacked, but spirit was altered with Luciferian impulses, eventually on earth. Okay? That has to do with spirit. Alright? And when you get deep enough, this is the Fourth Council of Constantinople in the year 869, right here. Okay? This fucking Council of Constantinople was specifically to target to not teach spirit. You're not going to get that in here. Now, there was a long due process before all that. If we go to our chart, from the impulses we're talking about being absorbed, because then that's when you get into the Greek and the architecture, which is Luciferic. See, a statue is only beautiful to idiots and the one who made it, because it represents an image. And that image, where the fuck did that image come from? Do you explain to the onlookers or whoever where that fucking... No. It's all designed to sway for generation and generation and generation. From age to age, eventually, until we get to here. This was designed to stop teaching spirit. And one of the things is what they tell you in here is, it says the council also reaffirmed the decisions of the Second Council of Nicaea in support of icons and holy images, and required the image of Christ to have veneration equal with that of the gospel book. So they're telling you right now that reaffirmed that the decision in support of icons and holy images, which is black fucking magic. So there's already a billboard right there. This is 869. Okay? Now, so we just learned in less than 5 fucking minutes on some shit that would take 5,000 hours of lectures to explain. But to the intellectual mind, the Ahrimanic mind, they're fucking gone. See ya. And see, the soul is in the blood. Okay? Which has to do with your pineal gland and everything that has to do with your brain. Okay, so if we're going to look at this like I'm the fucking top dog demon, the opposite of God, I'm Satan. You see what I mean? I'm going to eradicate soul. Slowly. After I've already implanted it in you. We did a video, War of the Worlds, shit, a while back, on how these impulses are implanted. You know, but we're born with them. And seeing then these billboards that these, it's just fucking mind control. You know, so that's why all these fucking civilizations have fallen, is because it's all materialistic garbage, but it's also controlled in order for this. See, even, listen, Luciferic archi are not going to fucking surround the astral body for no fuck. They're marinating it. This all has to do with water. Mary, we've done a video on that. Mary represents water. Marinated for down here. And then now spirit's been gone. So now blood, which is soul, which they've been, listen, you have no idea. Like, I'm trying to give it to you in a nutshell. So, while the eradication of the spirit was going on, the soul was being marinated for what we are in now, for the medicine, the medical industry, through vaxes and shit, which is fucking to get the soul in the blood, the chemicals that everybody eats. So you're in the incompletion of eradicating spirit and now soul going into this Saturnic demon fucking world. Every brain going across, blood being one impulse. One fucking impulse. Now in less than 10 minutes you have learned before what you think we are now, while we were still being our true evolution. When an intellectual mind could somehow even fight through and see that. You see what I mean? This to the fucking dummies in that whole structure created, they have no idea how big it is. They don't have a fucking clue. They don't know. They're just fucking raised the same way the Goy are, and they're controlled by impulses the same way that they control their con of an aggregate congregations with impulses, because they know that these are souls that have been marinated for millennium and longer, and to get to this point. And so these fucking demons are created to control this soul that has been marinated. Spirit's been gone. Now this soul is being moved into this sphere that you don't know about, being uploaded with chemicals and everything. You don't want to accept that, but that's what they're fucking doing. There's not many. And I don't want to talk about somebody, but somebody that actually unlocked a door to this avenue has popped back up. They had a certain channel and a certain society, a clique. Well, one of their founders died. Yeah, I didn't know that. I ain't watched them in 5 fucking years. When they said they took Valium or something. I needed to get some sleep. It's like, how can this fucking man be so about the zodiac and nature and then say he took, I'm so, what's it? So, but that's what it took for me to jump from that to going through Blavatsky, Crawley, and then the Steiner. Finally coming back down to reality, true reality. It's gross. Because, see, when you do understand what's truly going on and you know what's above your head, you know the world that's been hidden from you as well. You know, and certain things happened in the 1800s. And all these souls were spit on earth. These fucking demons that were cast out of heaven. And then they were conditioned for the wars. And then they were all to die early. See, real quick. Let's say that this represents, this is space and time. This represents a lifetime from 0 to 80 to 100 years old. So let's say somebody's born here and this is 20 years old. They're in the prime. They're in the prime, 21. 7, 14, 21. They've got so much Saturnian forces going on. And then you send all these millions and millions to war and they all die. Okay, well, all these forces that has not been developed here in this realm through the Saturnian and the circuits, they go over there. But this host doesn't know that it's been uploaded with so much bullshit like magic that when it goes across, they're creating a sphere. But the 79, the 81, the 79 other years from here to here, okay, when this soul crosses over, all right, let's say that their constitution, their anatomy, if they could have lived out their life, they would have lived to be 100. So 75 years, right when they cross over, is compressed all at once. It should make sense. It's all compressed. And there's forces that goes, okay? And that's where you hear in their movies, you know, don't the follow the light, don't do this and that and the other. And they've literally created these churches that have that symbol on them, and when everybody goes across, that symbol is a square. That symbol's what that is on the other side. Yeah. So, Town Square, New York, Times Square, 3 square meals a day. You know, it's all Saturn. That's what it is. And then this is this. Everything's inverted. I strongly suggest that you start learning how to read backwards their words and their black magic letters. And that's another thing. This man he doesn't talk, he never got into, I don't know. You can just see, like, if you watch some of his, for all of a sudden, he just came out of nowhere and started posting videos again because YouTube allowed him to. You know, but he's upset about certain things, and it's like, yeah, but we're supposed to fucking lose. Plus, Matt's told you, this ain't about him. He's already accepted it. There's no bitching. We might raise hell from the goy in him, but I mean, you know, it takes everything that you have to listen to Steiner and to have structure, to cut TV, to cut bullshit, to walk away from commercials in somebody's house, to do this, to do that, to give your time to looking at nature and listening to birds, and to listen, because it's not him, like I've said. It ain't fucking him. All that shit was for me and you. Anybody else that wants to laugh and all that shit, they have to deal with that on the other side. That's what I'm saying. So, anyways, I don't want to get off in left fucking field. I want to let you know that this is real shit. Okay? It should make sense that you can, you know, you've been given, at one point in time, we used to have dreams of our bloodlines, whatever race, creed we are. But at one time or another, you were here before, and you wasn't the same color as you are now. And see, if they fucking told you all about that shit, think about how crazy this world would be flipped upside down. That's what I'm saying. This thing is just, it's everything has been taken from this humanity. Everything stripped from anything that they know, and then everything's been given to them as images. And black magic, over and over, forever. And then they just move humans' souls everywhere, just move them. And then all that children that despise and those emotions, that shit stays in this world. You know, all these animals and shit that get ran over by vehicles and stuff, that group soul conscience goes back, but the harm done to that animal stays here. And it grows. That's what I'm saying. They know this shit. And you need to think about that. It's deeper than what you can possibly imagine, those of y'all that can actually see some shit. You do not have a clue. Listen, it's real. We're way beyond what was once was fucking great, and we didn't look like this though. You know, we showed up when Atlantis fell. We came out of Atlantis. We'll use that word. But when Earth died, that means she's got 4 seasons. At one time, it was, like I said, it was just straight badass. And it's going to straight nasty ass. But there's also a sub-plan for the souls. That's what I'm saying. You can't see, like I'm trying to tell you, for 2,000 fucking years, we'll say, which is longer, because then you got to go to Greece and all that shit from Lucifer impulses. You got to look at the Arimonic. You got to look at the event in Golgotha, which is the event of Christ, Jesus Christ. You know, the same way that this Luciferic fucking demon surrounded our astral body is the same way that Christ came down. Same way. And brought all for nothing. It's crazy. And it's like, look, even these people with the AI and shit, even when you trace this humanity back to its roots, which is not far, you just go through the computer, to the TV, to the radio, to the newspaper, to the telegram, whatever. And then before that, it was just all these old structures they had built just to house us and to get them all ready, create all these different lands, wars, and all this. You know, after they fucking melted and covered it up and all that. So you got to think about all that destruction and carnage staying here too, floating around in there. You know, it's fucked up. It's like, you know, when people say they're the host of a party, it's like, let's see, definition of telekinesis. No. Let's see what it says right quick. It doesn't say host, but you have to be a host. Telekinesis, it's a psychic ability allowing an individual to influence a physical system without physical interaction. So that's television. It's moving them. So the individual would be a host. You understand? Because the TV is a medium. It's like the medium drink. Medium. You consume it. Con. We already did a video, CON, and Satanic Gematria has a hex of 33 on it, the prime of it too. So you literally open up this portal. You're the medium. You've seen the ads. It's refreshing. So that's the door of black magic to welcome you in. Remember, this shit only works if you accept it. If you fight it, it don't fucking work. That's what I'm saying. You're lured into anything. That's the billboards. It's luring you over here. It's to the people against this man. They'll you see my fucking degree? Come here. You see our house? You see that big church? Yeah, it's them. And you're the fucking idiots that he keeps saying you're not human. You don't even have a pineal gland. They've fucking they have eradicated the last connection that we had, and now what's truly happening is the blood where the soul is they're just fucking, that's the whole thing. We're at the ass end of this soul harvesting. This kind of shit's never gonna fucking happen. I'm telling you, it's like, take him out of it. He don't give a fuck about nothing that has to do with that at all. There's no worry. But it's like the guy I'm talking about, one of the founders died. Okay, let's throw away the names of the groups, except let's tie in Jim Jones, Koresh, and all those. Well, Jim Jones moved somewhere and took people, and they created something. Well, this individual went somewhere and created something. It doesn't matter if one fucking person dies or everybody dies. And then it goes away. And you're very controversial. So, the one thing, let's just, this is Matt thinking. If you go watch one of the ones that says thank you part 1 or whatever, just use what you've learned through Steiner and through some nature, and you do be a judgment on, is this man a materialistic Ahrimanic being? And you'll say, yes, he fucking is. Now, I couldn't be here without running through that first, but at the same time, it's like, before too long, you're channeling just everything out of fucking books and everything written down and everything's zodiacal charts. Like I've said, throw all that shit away. It'll come to you. And if you seek hard enough, every bit of it will show up when you go. That was your thing is you're here to get that shit under control. The more we keep looking down and looking into this shit, the more gone you are. Fuck Matt. He's not here to tell. He's here to tell the few. You know, and there's only a few. The answer is outside, and it's inside of you. And these people don't have that. So, I love you. Gotta eat.